Hey, today I thought I would try Novice mode. Well, apparently, I did not know this until after I made the video yesterday, but apparently the Arrange A mode that I played on yesterday's video, the slowdown is not working as intended. So even though I obviously don't have any experience with this game at all, aside from the couple playthroughs I've done, it's actually, people are advising to just not play it at all because it's not working as intended. So today, I'm going to go ahead and try Novice mode. I figured I'd also talk about the PlayStation experience, since I'm sure some people were wondering what my thoughts were on that. Now, normally, I don't really buy into the whole video game hype culture. When I do, it tends to be games that the standard gamers don't care about. With that, it's kind of like a little different, I guess you could say. No, hold on. Let me fix my controls here. But they actually had a lot of things that I was actually interested in playing, which is a shock to me because normally, you know, big conferences are just AAA blockbusters, and I don't really play a whole lot of those. So I came into it expecting a lot of that, but I ended up being pleasantly surprised with a lot that I was interested in playing. Origin is probably the first one. Now, I have that game on PC, but I would love to play it on Vita. It runs with a solid frame rate, which it should, because that game did come out like 10 years ago. I know you could run that game at like above 60 FPS on like ancient computers that couldn't run much else. So I will be getting that for sure. Windjammers, I did play a little bit when I was younger, so I might actually get that. I saw the Let It Die footage as well, and I was kind of interested in that until I heard that the combat was like really clunky, so I don't think I'm going to be getting that, unfortunately. You know, the big megaton thing for the niche gamers was obviously Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And I'm kind of reserving my judgment. At the time of recording, the Capcom Cup's going on right now, but I never really got too much enjoyment out of watching SF5, so I'm just kind of waiting until they show the footage. I think the most interesting thing about people being excited about Marvel Infinite is how are people going to accept a Marvel game where things can and will get patched. I think that's something that I'm definitely interested in seeing, because I've been around since, you know, Children of the Atom back in '94. Those games, it's always been, pretty much any game from that era, really, it's always been, you sucked it up and you dealt with the changes. You couldn't complain on Twitter, and you couldn't have the developers make knee-jerk reactions. What was in the game was what was in the game. The only Versus game that was heavily revamped was X-Men vs. Street Fighter. There were actually 3 revisions for that game. Pretty much all the console versions are on revision 3, or version 3. And there were 2 revisions before that were arcade exclusive, which had really, really dirty Brain Dead Infinites. I believe you can still play version 1 on emulation if you can find the ROM, as far as I know. So I'm interested to see, people are excited now, but I think people will be singing a different tune if the nerfs don't end up, or the changes don't end up being something that the community agrees with. Now, I've never really been great at the Versus games, maybe like average at best. But if it turns out to be a good game, I'm interested to see exactly what kind of licensing agreements they have for it, because obviously they just lost the license like barely 2.5 years ago. So for them to have it back again seems kind of random to me. But I know new people are running the Marvel games division, so maybe they want to have more games with legacy and stuff like that. Obviously, Disney Infinity kind of just died overnight. I think the whole Toys to Life genre is kind of dying, so maybe they want to have something that's got a higher chance of being around for longer. Also, NIER Replicant has a release date. It is going to be March 7th. So I'll probably just be getting the English version. Probably just be getting the English version because it's available. And it's not too far off from the other version. So I don't know what exactly I'll be playing in February. I'll probably still be playing Berseria. But January is going to be Berseria, and then March will be NIER Replicant. So far, I'm liking this novice mode. It's actually letting me learn the mechanics and the patterns of Novice. I'm gonna stop after this level. I'll probably play through this on stream. But lots of exciting things happened at PlayStation Expo. I was honestly shocked that they mentioned the Vita as many times as they did. Lots of surprises. No one was really expecting them to talk about the Vita at all, but they actually had a amount of stuff coming out for it. Garo, Mark of the Wolves. Got a port today. I think it's done by Code Mystic, so I'll have to do a port review on last week too. Yeah, that's a pretty rock solid port as well. East Origin, I think, is a pretty big deal because as soon as they localize East 8, you'll actually be able to play a pretty significant chunk of the East series on your Vita. Kind of like how you can play pretty much the entire mainline Metal Slug series on your Vita. I think that'll be pretty awesome. The red flag is that .NU is working on it, and some people don't like their work. Their retro ports have been dodgy in the past, so I don't know if I'll get it right away. I'll probably wait and see if I can get some progression. If it ends up being okay, then I'll get it. In terms of the Hori Real Arcade Pro 4, which I'm using right now, I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit. It feels very comfortable. Way more than I was expecting. I think you haven't really heard too much about people complaining about console wars and stuff like that this gen. But I have to say, the reason why Sony is winning, it's not necessarily their brand. The brand goes a long way for sure. But I think the reason that they're beating Microsoft so badly is that they have the variety that Microsoft used to have. I love the Xbox 360. I'm sure if you've been around, if you've been subscribed to my channel since the 360 days, you know how much I played on that console. I played the shit out of that console, and barely any of it was the big AAA blockbuster stuff. There was such a huge variety of niche games on there. I feel like the Xbox One has really lost that variety. All they really have right now is just safe blockbusters. Anything that's not a safe blockbuster, you can play on like every other platform. And I think that's why they definitely proved that today with the PlayStation Experience conference. That they have, they have the big names, but they also have a lot of love for people who don't play the big name stuff. There's something for everybody on the console. And these days, especially with the current AAA climate, I think that's something that people don't appreciate as much as they should. People don't realize how long it's taking for AAA games to come out. And, it's just like there's been, I wouldn't say there's been droughts, but there's been lots of delays and stuff. I mean, Final Fantasy 15 just came out last week. They announced that game like when I graduated high school, like a decade ago. It just came out last week. Like, there's such a huge amount of games being delayed. The production cost is crazy. The development cycles are crazy too. And that's what I love about the PlayStation. I've never really been a console fanboy. I loved Nintendo when I was a kid, but I grew out of that really fast when the N64 came around because their third-party support was honestly terrible. I think that was the worst it's ever been. Especially coming off the SNES, where a lot of the really big-name games were not made by Nintendo. I think I was pleasantly surprised with how much they had to offer for everybody. The people who want the blockbusters, the people who want the stuff in between, the people who want indies and retro ports like that. I think the balance is really great. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll be doing NIER Replicant for sure. East Origin, I believe that comes out in February, I think. That might be a fun February game, but I also already have that game on Steam. So if I do get it, it will probably just be for personal use. I will put out a Vita port review series for sure if I get it. January is going to be Berseria for sure. Depending on how my ad revenue and everything is, we'll see if I can get Fate Exto. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I hear that the content for it is pretty lacking and you can go through it pretty fast. So we'll have to see what my other expenses are that month. But Berseria for sure, NIER Replicant, and then East Origin are probably the next three major games that I'll be covering. Marvel Infinite, I'll have to wait and see some more information on that. All they've shown so far at the time of recording is just a CG trailer. Obviously, being a Mega Man fan, I'm excited to see Mega Man X is in a game for a fighting game for the first time in 23 years. He's never been in one at all, so I'm pretty excited for that. But I don't really have much to say that other people won't say. If I play it, depends on if I get my hands on a early build or something, I get a good impression. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll probably put up the rest of this run via the replay feature later on. Peace.